นี่คือกีฬาการต่อสู้ด้วยแบบมือเปล่าที่เติบโตเร็วที่สุดในโลกรับชมความมันสดๆจากทุกสังเวียนบนโลกส่งตรงถึงมือคุณผ่าน BKFC แอปที่เดือนละ180 บาท
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Mark Abbott. I'm with
Peter Denman.
Denman. I am the ring announcer and then also the co-host for the show BKFC Thailand. Our next event is on September 3rd, where you must have heard the massive news that is Buakao Banchamek is going to be making his debut in bare knuckle fighting here at BKFC Thailand, our third installment. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go through the fight card with you, talk a little bit about the fighters, and then obviously round off with the fight with Buakao.
Yes. So let's start with the first match. It is a match in the middleweight division. So yeah, the first fighter.
Yeah, we've got Kantapong. He's an ex-special forces fighter. This guy's not got a huge amount of experience in boxing, but he has a boxing record. He's had 4 or 5 professional fights.
Yes.
4 of them he won. But the main thing is he's come from special forces and he's done a lot of underground fighting. So he's from the sort of the street fighting scene here in Thailand, which is going to be quite interesting because on the one hand, if you come from street fighting and you get into a bare knuckle fight, like you know what you're doing. There's nothing new for you. Being in front of a big crowd, that might change things.
He's going up against Chanwood, and we can't just look past Chanwood. Chanwood has had some experience in professional boxing. This is bare knuckle boxing. I do think he has a shot. So the second match will be in the welterweight division. And who do we have first, Mark?
Yeah, we've got Amara Singh here. He's the Abbott bronze medalist. He is a boxing champion. This guy is going to be a force to be reckoned with here at BKFC Thailand.
And his opponent is the perfect guy to go against the Abbott bronze medalist. His name is Satdudi, and he has had a lot of boxing experience. To be fair, he's had 11 fights and he's won 10 of them. So this will be a challenge for the bronze medalist. And the third fight in the flyweight division. This is a women's bout between Thai Amory and Rung Arun. So, what can you say about Thai Amory?
Well, yeah, so she is here in Thailand quite a lot. She's training a lot. This girl is tough. She's got a pro Muay Thai record. She's been fighting before. Anyone who's going to go up against her has to be really ready for this fight. And who's that?
And that is Rung Arun. So Rung Arun, she has had over 40-50 professional fights in boxing. So this is not a walk in the park for Thai Amory because her opponent is tough. She's also got the height advantage. They're about the same, but Rung Arun is a bit taller, but the professional boxing record is what stands out to me.
Yeah, she's got a more of a decorated boxing record, but then Thai Amory has more of a sort of the applicable skills for bare knuckle and a lot of toughness. It's going to be really interesting when you watch that fight come together, which skill set is going to prevail in the match.
Yeah, well, skills pay the bills, so let's see. And the next match, in the bantamweight division, we have Pitaya going up against Subam. Pitaya is actually a very tough fighter. He's had around 200 Muay Thai fights, and he's also beat Rotan Jitmungnon in Muay Thai.
Oh wow, you got to know who that guy is. That guy's got a chin on him. So he's going up against Subban. He's got to make sure he's prepared for the fight as well. This guy has about 123 Muay Thai fights, about 110, 112 of those coming via victory, which is an astounding record. But also it's quite interesting, this guy's had some bare knuckle fights on the streets. In self-defense, he hit a guy and the guy died. That's how hard he hit him, and then he went to prison. So we know this guy has a Muay Thai record and we know that he has heavy, heavy hands. It's a very interesting matchup.
Well, we're in for a treat with this fight. We had the guy who beat Rotan Jitmungnon in Pitaya, and we also had Subban, who has over 100 fights and a body on his record. So the next fight, this is also a huge matchup. This will take place in the welterweight division between Usanagon.
Yes, Usanagon is a 3 times world champion in boxing, and she's actually fought at BKFC before.
Yes.
Highly skilled, very, very strong boxer. So I'm interested to see how her opponent is going to deal with that skill set and that strength.
Yes.
A lot of people have one or the other. She actually has both.
Yes. And her opponent, Chesla, is no cupcake. I mean, she has a lot of MMA experience. So because on the outside, Usanagon may have the boxing experience, but on the inside, where the grappling takes place, Chesla may have a shot. Who knows? And the next bout, it is in the bantamweight division. We have Frankie versus
Pipat Chaipon. This is going to be an interesting fight. Tell us a little bit about Frankie.
Well, Frankie, the thing about him is that he may be going against a veteran, but he's fresh and he's young and he's hungry, and he does have a decent amount of boxing experience. So we can't look past him in this case.
That being said, if you talk about boxing experience, you've got a pro record of fighting from 47 wins, 13 losses, and 2 draws. That's a lot of professional fights for a guy his age. He's also fought in BKFC before. He fought on our show, BKFC Thailand, before. He unfortunately didn't get the better end of that fight, but he did go the distance, and now he's done 5 rounds of BKFC. He's got over 50, 60 fights in professional boxing. He should be ready for this fight.
And the next match, this is a huge one. It will be the King of the Streets title. We have Masing. He's had one fight with a BKFC and he won. And now he'll be going up against Pop Perfect.
Yeah, so Pop Perfect has a professional boxing record of 3-0, but he also has an MMA record. So the guy fights in MMA as well. He's got a lot of combat experience, but it will be his first BKFC appearance. So when it comes to like the big lights, the big stage, the cameras, the action, he's not going to be as experienced as Maseng is.
Yes. And the next bout. This will take place in the heavyweight division. This will be between
Steve Panda Banks and Arash. So Steve Panda Banks, if you're in Thailand or actually anywhere in the world, you know who this guy is. This guy's got an elaborate striking record. He was a Muay Thai champion. He's fought in boxing. I mean, you name it, he's fought in some very strange rule sets. He's a real heavyweight, and he's fought on BKFC before.
Twice.
And
he's 2-0 undefeated.
Undefeated. That being said, I love the guy.
The thing about him is he's good on the outside, but he also has something on the inside. He had to climb up off the deck twice. Yeah. He was dropped in his first fight, and then he came up, and then he won. And the second fight, he was dropped, I think, twice.
He was dropped twice, he came back the next round.
That's right, he had to climb up off the deck, and then he floored the other guy. So this guy has something special on the inside. Now, his opponent, Arash. Arash is no joke. Arash is, I think, a world champion in wrestling. So last time I saw the way he beat his opponent was scary. He got on the inside and it was like he handcuffed his opponent with his grappling. He just held the guy and then he was sneaking in blows on the inside. So let's see. This will be a fight in the light heavyweight division. This is between Chalermpon and Dominic. Well, Chalermpon, he has over 60 professional boxing fights. That's huge. And his opponent, Dominic, this guy has more experience in MMA.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more experience in MMA. I've seen him actually quite a long time ago fighting in MMA, and it was a square ring. He's got a lot of this fighting experience, but I'm not too sure how much we're going to see any ring rust, because I don't know when the last time it was he fought at this level. So when it comes to pure striking, I think Chalermpon's going to have the edge there. But when it comes to the inside, that grit, that experience there, it might go towards Dominic.
The next bout will be a special bout because they'll be fighting for the BKFC Thailand lightweight title. This will be between Pongpisan and Surasak. So what can you tell us about Surasak, Mark?
Also, Surasak has got a striking record, about 50 or 60 Muay Thai fights.
Yes.
Professional Muay Thai fights. He's also fought in BKFC before, which he won. So he's got experience in Muay Thai, combat sports, striking. He's also got experience in BKFC in Thailand and came away with a victory. So who's he going to go up against?
He's going up against the 2-0 undefeated Pongpisan. The first time I saw him when he fought in BKFC 1, the way he beat his opponent, he hit the guy went flying like it was in the comic, in the cartoons. He obliterated his opponent. So in this fight, it's between two guys who have had experience both in BKFC. So I think Pongpisan may be favored to win.
I think I know who I've got for it, but I'm going to keep that to myself.
Okay.
Tune in and check it out.
So the next match will be the light heavyweight division. We have Lewis going up against Mikhail.
So Mikhail, basically what I'm saying here is you've got a real title contender, a guy here who, in a lot of people's eyes, won that fight. Now coming up.
Comes to fight.
Exactly. So he brings it, and his nickname is Street Fight Mike. So he always brings it.
Yes. He's fighting against Lewis, and Lewis now has a decent amount of Muay Thai experience, so it should be a good fight. This should be a good fight. And the next fight, this is not a super fight, this is a mega fight.
Yeah, this will be the main event. So we've got Bo Khao Ban Chame.
That's right, you heard him right,
Crazy. This is the biggest signing of BKFC Thailand for sure, and it's one of the biggest signings in combat sports. It's unbelievable. We have the legend, the guy who, if you're in striking sports, you know who he is. You've seen him, you watched him travel the globe, smashing people. We saw him fight in certain shows that had to change their rule sets because of how badly he was ruining people. This guy is as tough as they come, and he's going to come into bare knuckle. What's going to be quite interesting to see is how he makes that transition. Because obviously with Muay Thai, some of the head movement and the foot movement is not the same. You have more weapons. But you're not going to bring your head down as low because in Muay Thai you're going to catch a knee to the head. So they may not be the same movement, but when you talk about that toughness, that clinch, man, he is tough. He's also fought in Muay Kat Chuk before,
Right.
which is Muay Thai, but what they do is they wrap your hands up in ropes, which means that he's got the experience of hitting hard, trying not to break your hand, picking your shots, also parrying shots, moving out the way, because you're not using your gloves as your defense there. So he's going to have a lot of applicable skills coming into BKFC, and he's going up against a really experienced fighter from BKFC. It's going to be really, really interesting to see this transition. I'm sure all the eyes in the world are going to be on this one.
Right, the earth is going to stop spinning for a while. Well, I mean, Buok Khao, he's an unstoppable force. He has a lot of like close to bare knuckle experience. He's very ferocious with his attacks. He's a very aggressive fighter. But at the same time, he has not had a lot of boxing experience. And this game is boxing. However, he has a lot of clinching experience. So he might have the upper hand on the inside. I think he should have the upper hand on the inside. How do you think he'll do against a very slick boxer on the outside?
So on the outside against the slick boxers, it's going to be really interesting to see whether Buok Khao actually moves in and plays that game. Because if you're a counter striker, is Buok Khao going to play that game?
Right.
When he gets on the inside, how easy can he hold you there? Because the clinch isn't the same. I mean, it's similar, but it's not the same. You've got the one side. If you grab them with both, which you would in Muay Thai, I can still throw knees and drop elbows, but in BKFC it's the one. So he's really strong, but I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold his opponent there. And I just want to see, will he play that game? If someone's a slick boxer on the outside, will he play that game of moving in first and being countered? Or will he try and draw his opponent in and grab hold of them? It's going to be interesting to see. What do you think is going to happen?
Yes, for sure. I mean, I think Buok Khao, he will be the unstoppable force. He will come forward. He should be the aggressor. But we'll have to see if he will be able to catch the slick boxers, if it's a slick boxer, and how would he do? Questions that needed to be asked of him. How would he do if he gets hit with a clean shot, bare knuckle?
That's going to be interesting because obviously he comes from Muay Thai, so he's been hit with elbows and shins before.
Right.
Now, if you want to talk about getting hit hard with something, an elbow and the shin's really where it's at. But it is quite interesting because the shots that knock you out are the ones you don't see coming.
Right.
And I'm wondering if he doesn't see it coming from a slick boxer, how good will his chin be? But, I mean, whoever's going up against him, do they have their work cut out?
They've got their hands full with this one. Buok Khao.
Okay, that's all we've got time for. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe. Comment below, how do you think Buok Khao is going to do when he makes this transition into BKFC Thailand? For those of you who want to check out our previous events, download the app, BKFC app, and you'll be able to watch all the back videos that we've got, as
A
well
lot
as
of great fights.
BKFC Global. And when you get the subscription, you'll be able to watch live BKFC Thailand 3rd of September with Buok Khao mainlining it for the first time.
Until then, knuckle up.